Hi, first grade. I just wanted to come on and introduce to you our lesson, our math lesson for today, which is 11-4. You can follow along by grabbing this worksheet from your packet that was sent home the day that you took your Chromebooks home. So find the 11-4, Reteach to build understanding, and follow along as I go over this lesson. So this is more of like a refresher of what we learned before school closed. We did go over this lesson, but I'm just going to kind of refresh our memory here and see what we learned last in math. So like I said, go find that worksheet in our packets and please follow along. Okay, so this lesson is all about thinking addition when subtracting equations. So this is one of the strategies that we use in the classroom. Always think addition, right? One of the ones that you can use. Think addition to solve subtraction problems, and that's pretty much what we're doing here, except we're going to be using a hundreds chart to do that. So let's take a look at the box where it says number 1, and let's go over that. It says you can use addition to solve subtraction problems. 80 minus 50 equals, and it says to think. So think addition, okay? What related addition fact would help me figure out what 80 minus 50 is? So it says, 50 plus what number equals 80? So now we're missing an addend here, right? We're missing an addend. We want to find the addend that if we add it to 50, we will get the sum 80. So it says use the hundreds chart. Start at 50, so let's all point to 50. Okay, and we need to end at 80. So when we add on a hundreds chart, when we add tens on a hundreds chart, I hope everybody remembers which direction we're supposed to go. Down, right? So when we add by tens on a hundreds chart, we hop down. And when we subtract by tens on a hundreds chart, we go the opposite direction, which is up. But since we're using addition, we're going to be adding, which means we will be hopping down on the hundreds chart. So start at 50, we need to end at 80. So we need to find that missing number in the middle here, the missing addend. So let's count together. Remember, we're going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30. So it took me 3 tens, right? 3 hops down. And so 3 tens equals 30. So this is really hard to write with first grade. So my writing is going to look a little silly, but bear with me. Okay, so now it says, how many tens did you count? Well, I counted 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. So I counted 3. I counted 3 tens. Okay, so now we're going to move on to number 2. So they kind of did number 2 for us already. Well, I'll explain how we're going to solve that problem. Okay, so let me clear that. Okay, so it says 40 plus 20 equals 60. So 60 minus 40 equals 20 because they gave us that answer. But let's figure out how they solved that. So our starting point is 40. Let's all point to 40 on our hundreds chart. And our end point, the sum is 60. So let's find 60 on our hundreds chart. So here's my starting point. Here's my end point. I'm missing an addend again. Okay, so let's see how many tens I need to count. We're going down because we're adding. 10, 20. It took me 2 hops, 2 tens, which equals 20. And that's how I got the answer here for 20. So the answer is 60 minus 40 equals 20. So first grade, don't forget that this is kind of like a fact family, right? Because they're the related facts. And so what that means is that you can check your work and make sure that you got the right answer by double checking to see that you have all 3 of the same numbers in both addition and subtraction equation. So I've got 40 here, 20, and 60. So it's a refresher of what a fact family was, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at the second part of number 2. 20 plus 30 equals 50. So 50 minus 20 equals 30, right? Because they already gave us that answer. So this is how they solved it. Remember, you will want to start at 20 because that's the first add-in they give us. And we want to end at the sum, which is 50. So let's find 50 on our hundreds chart and see how many hops down, how many hops by 10 you're going to take to get that missing number. Ready? Count with me. 10, 20, 30. It took me 3 hops, 3 tens, which is 30. So we're going to write 30. Okay, 50 minus 20 equals 30. Okay, don't forget when you're adding, you are going down on the hundreds chart. You hop down. All right, so now let's take a look at the next 2 problems. So what I'd like you guys to do right now is you get to choose. You can pause this video and try to do the next 2 problems on your own and then replay the video and check your work, or you can just follow right along. Okay, so I'm going to be moving on now. Let's take a look at this problem. 30 plus blank equals 40. So 40 minus 30 equals blank. So let's take a look at this equation here, this addition equation. Okay, I see 30 is the first number they gave me here. So let's go and find 30 on the hundreds chart. And we need to figure out how many hops it's going to take, how many times I'm going to count by 10 to get to 40. Okay, and here's 40. Okay, everybody count with me. Ready? 10. It only took me 1 10. So 1 10 equals 10, right? So we can go ahead and write the answer. So 30 plus 10 equals 40, which means 40 minus 30 equals 10. Okay, and then the last problem is, okay, 60 plus blank equals 80. So 80 minus 60 equals blank. So I think at this point, everybody should know what number we're going to start with, and that's 60. And so I'm going to find 60 on the hundreds chart right here. And remember that you are going to stop at 80. That's the sum, my ending point. So here's 80. Okay, so how many tens is it going to take us to get to 80? Let's see. 1 10, 2 tens, and that makes 20. 2 tens equals 20. So 60 plus 20 equals 80, which means 80 minus 60 equals 20. Okay, so now if you got both of those answers correct, then you can go ahead and give yourself a smiley face or a star. All right, now let's take a look at number 3. So it says on the back, but what I'm really going to have you do is go to Class Dojo Portfolios and find the assignment that's titled 11-4. Remember, because that's what we're doing, 11-4. And make sure you're clicking on the assignment that says 11-4. So that way you'll find the assignment for this math lesson. And I want you guys to complete number 3 on Class Dojo Portfolios. And it says, explain how to use addition and a hundreds chart to find 90 minus 70. So what I want you to do is go ahead on the assignment. Tell me how to solve 90 minus 70 and how to think addition. So what's that related addition equation to 90 minus 70? And how would you use a hundreds chart to solve that? So which way are you going to be going when you add by tens on a hundreds chart? Make sure you tell me that part, okay? So what you're gonna do is you can write it down, and don't forget to put your voice in the video so I can hear you explaining how to use addition and a hundreds chart to find 90 minus 70, okay? And for a challenge, if you like, okay, now what I'm going to say is going to be optional. So turn the page over and you'll see 11-4, but instead of it's saying reteach, it'll say enrichment, and this part is optional. If you'd like to do extra math work and you want to challenge yourself, you may go ahead and do that. That part is, you don't need to do it, but you do need to complete the assignment on Class Dojo, but you do not need to complete the other side. That's just optional. And if you do complete it, you can take a picture on Class Dojo and send it to me, okay? All right, first grade. See you later.